Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About MEFA Pathway, MEFA's College and Career Planning website. My name is Jennifer Bento-Pinion, and I am joined by my colleague today, Asia Stupert, who will be showing you around MEFA Pathway. We are on the K-12 services team here at MEFA. So just some logistics for today's webinar. The chat is disabled, so if you have any questions as we go along, just type in the Q&A and they will be addressed. You can use the live transcript feature if you'd like the closed captions, and you can select the language of choice. If you'd like to leave the webinar before we conclude, no worries. We are recording this and we'll send a follow-up with the recording. One last thing, this session is eligible for 1 PDP point, and we'll send that in the follow-up as well. Okay, so a little bit about MEFA. MEFA has a public service mission to help families plan, save, and pay for college, and has been doing so for over 40 years. So as an extension of all of the great things that we do at MEFA, MEFA Pathway is a college and career planning website that's available for all students in grades 6 through 12. Okay, so now I'll turn it over to Asia and she'll walk you through MEFA Pathway.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to stop sharing this PowerPoint for a second and then reshare so you can see my screen. All right, so MEFA Pathway is a free college and career planning destination for students in grades 6 to 12. I am on mefapathway.org. I am going to select I am a student. And for any first-time users, we encourage students to register for an account. The registration process is pretty straightforward. Students will just provide their first name, last name, date of birth, the city or town their school is in, and also their school. Once they hit submit, then they'll be brought to another registration page where they'll put in their username, they'll answer security questions, and they'll also put in a password. And then once they hit that final submit button, then they'll be directed back to MEFA Pathway. MEFA Pathway also integrates with Clever. If you are a school that utilizes Clever, you can definitely use that with MEFA Pathway. If you are not familiar with what Clever is, it is a single sign-on capability that enables and allows students to sign in to MEFA Pathway and other applications with a click of a button. So if you are a Clever school, you probably are familiar with the Clever app gallery, and you can see that the chiclet, so students can either select MEFA Pathway chiclet in the Clever app gallery, or they can select this log in with Clever button on MEFA Pathway's page. So MEFA Pathway is one portal. It is designed with age-appropriate activities. So I'm going to walk us through the middle school experience as well as the high school experience. And then we'll also spend a little bit of time in the counselor portal. So I'm going to start in the middle school experience. And I'll highlight a few activities and features within the middle school experience. So we can see that the student is in 8th grade. This is the student's landing page. We have the career discovery zone. On my right, we have grow your digital portfolio, ways for students to set goals and strategies, prep for MCAS. And at the bottom of the dashboard for middle school students, we have the opportunity for middle school students to earn badges. And to earn a badge, all they have to do is select on a component. So for this profile badge, students will want to complete adding at least 2 activities, add their skills and strengths, and create a resume. As students complete different activities within MEFA Pathway, their badges help them along their journey. And once they complete the badge, or complete that activity, you'll see that the badge will go from a gray badge to a colored badge. So this profile badge is orange, the digital portfolio badge is purple, the careers badge is blue, the financial literacy badge is red, and the goals and strategies badge is green. Now, if I go back to my dashboard, I can see that this student has already earned these badges, so there's nothing more for them to earn here. So I'm going to start with the profile details. The profile details serves as a backdrop for the resume and the digital portfolio. And we encourage students to come into their profile throughout the year as they are progressing academically and make sure that they are updating their information. We know that their academics might change, their activities might change, or maybe they've acquired new skills and strengths that they want to highlight. They can do so here. So I'm just going to add some activities for this particular student to showcase what it looks like to do so in MEFA Pathway. So I'm going to select my dance. This student is in 8th grade, so I'm going to select that this student was involved in dance in grade 6, 7th, and 8th. I'm going to select that I, or the student, is involved in this activity during the school year. Students can also select if they plan to continue this activity in college. So in this case, I'm going to select no. And we encourage students to add the position that they held for that activity, as well as put in a description if they'd like. Hit save. Now, again, because my profile serves as a backdrop for the resume and the digital portfolio, now I'm going to hover over to my resume just so that you all can get a look at what that looks like. So the My Resume tool allows students to input an objective. An objective is a short statement that describes a student's positive attributes and professional goals. Students can also list their qualifications and also customize the resume to their liking. So if there's something that they do or do not want to showcase on their resume, they can easily select that. And then they can hit save. Students can also name their resume, and they can now save their resume as a type. So we have two types. We have college and job. So in this case, we'll just put college, for example, and then hit save. Students, once they complete their resume, they can change their resume style. So maybe your student prefers their resume to be in modern as opposed to classic. And the great thing about the resume is that it can also be downloaded as a PDF or Word document. Students can also create as many resumes as they would like just by selecting this green Start New Resume button. And it will bring them back to the resume tool. Within the resume tool is the option to edit the sections below. So when students select this edit button under each section, they will be brought back to the profile. And from the profile is where they can add in a new work experience. Maybe they want to add in a new activity. They can do that by selecting the edit button, and it'll take them back to the profile. Next, another feature that is similar to in that transition to high school along with the profile and the My Resume is the goals and strategies. Now we know that goals and strategies can help students have and plan for a successful future, as well as keep them on track to whatever plan they have. So whether this is used for tracking a goal such as getting an A on an exam or studying, meeting with your teacher or anything like that, the goals and strategies feature really allows students to choose up to 3 goals types. So we have academic, career, and personal. And I'll showcase how to add a goal to the goals and strategies page. So I'm going to add a academic goal. And for my academic goal, I'm going to say, meet with my science teacher. So I'm going to meet with my science teacher regularly. Then my next step would be to put in the strategy. So the strategy is what the student will take, what steps they'll take to reach that goal. So I'll say, so that's the strategy. Students can also add in another strategy if they'd like, and they can also mark when that strategy has been completed. Let's say that this goal has not been completed yet. Students can select or input when they expect or when they hope to complete this goal. So for this, I'm going to put December 25th, 2023. And I'm going to hit save. We can see that this is the new goal that I just added. Let's say that the student has come back into MEFA Pathway and they've completed this goal. They can easily select the edit button. They can mark that the strategy has been completed, and they can also check when the goal has been achieved and hit save. Now we can see that our goal of meeting with the science teacher regularly has gone from a blue goal to a grayed out goal. Once this goes from those two colors, that lets the student know that that goal has been completed. Students can also filter by status. So maybe they want to see goals that have been completed. They can do so for each goal type. Maybe they just want to see the goals that relate to personal. They can do that as well. And they can also filter by the grade level created. So the goals and strategies feature is another component to MEFA Pathway that will transition to students. So if you have students that are in the upper grade and they utilize MEFA Pathway in the lower grade and they utilize the goals and strategies feature, they'll see those goals that they created in middle school or they started in middle school. They'll see that in their high school display as well. So we can see that I created some goals in 7th grade and 8th grade for each type. Last but not least, students can filter by the grade level created and then the expected completion. They can also change the view of their goal. And if there are any questions as I am going through, please feel free to put them in the chat, and we look forward to addressing your questions. Another feature that transitions to the upper grades is the My Journal feature. The My Journal feature allows students to create a journal entry. You can see that the grade level that they create the journal entries captured. Similar to the goals and strategies feature, we have academic type, career type, and personal type. Students can put in a title for their journal entry. They can put in an entry, and then they can select the save button. So for an example, I'll just put in a title for my journal entries. And then we're going to hit save. Just personal. And we can see that the goal or the journal entry that I just added is listed right here. Students can edit their journal entry, they can download it, and they can also discard it if they like. Next, another feature or a feature that is similar or just specific to MEFA Pathway in the middle school experience is the Career Discovery Zone. Now, this features 4 different activities that's designed to help students think about where they see themselves and think about careers that they could be a good fit for. We have Everyday Things, Says Who, Favorite Subjects, and Would You Rather. I'm going to select favorite subjects, but I encourage you all to definitely create a student account. That way you can play in the MEFA Pathway and see all the exciting features that students have available to them as well. So with favorite subjects, students select their favorite subject to explore careers that relate to it. So I'm going to select English, because English was my favorite subject in middle school. We can see that these are examples of classes related to English that this student could take or explore in high school. So we have English language arts, literature, creative writing, and public speaking. Then middle school students can also see careers that relate to that favorite subject, in this case, English. So maybe the student wants to become an editor, they can select that career, and they're brought to a career card. This career card allows students to view the career category, areas of knowledge, the education required, median wages, and then college majors that relate to this career. So maybe the student wants to learn about mass communication, media studies, or communication in general. They can do so by hovering over that major. And then maybe this is a career that the student is interested in. They can save it to their list by selecting the Save to My List button. And we're going to head over to my career list. So the career list is a great way for students to keep track of all their potential careers while also thinking about what careers that are of interest to them and careers that might not be of interest to them and worth exploring as they progress academically and personally. Students can easily remove a career by selecting this X under the Remove column. They can also favorite a career by selecting the heart icon, and the description drop down provides a description of this particular career, and it's helpful especially for middle school students if they're not sure exactly what that career is and what is included in that option. They have the ability to view a description of it. Next, we have the Get to Know Yourself. This is another feature within MEFA Pathway that transitions to the high school experience. And there are 3 activities or 3 assessments. There's the interest assessment, work values assessment, and the skills assessment. Just going to highlight one of these. And again, I encourage you all to create your account so you can see the same thing that students see. So within the interest assessment, students review each of the activities shown and they rate how they would enjoy that type of work. So they would select either this frown face if they hate it, and then the happy face if they love it. And if they're not sure, they can also select the not sure option. I've already taken this interest test, so I'm just going to show again what it looks like, and then we'll show you the results page. So I'll quickly go through just so that you all can see the types of questions, or types of statements rather, that the student will see. All right, so now we are going to view our results page. All right, so this is our results page. The results show that the top 3 personality types that result for this student are enterprising, conventional, and investigative. Students can view careers that relate to their personality type by selecting click to see associated careers. And these are the careers that relate to that personality type. They can also view careers that relate to their other 3 personality types. So these were my top 3 for this student. They can view where they fall in to artistic and social, and also realistic. If students want to remove their results, they can do so by selecting Remove Your Results button. But we encourage students to definitely come in and take the assessments as often as they can, just so that way they can learn more about themselves and careers that relate to their personality types. And you as a counselor, you also have the ability to review their results for the assessments. So you can see their highest categories. So maybe they're high in social and lower in realistic. And you'll be able to see where they fall and help them along their journey. Last but not least, within the middle school experience specifically, is the pay for college. So we have a few different financial literacy components within the middle school experience. So if students want to learn about their finances or budgeting, they can do so within MEFA Pathway. And then also the ability to have sample budgets is another component, and students can download a copy of the budget and also the budget worksheet. Okay, now we're going to take a look into the high school experience. So I'm just going to change my year of graduation so that way we can hop right into high school. All right. So we can see that we are in the the high school experience. The dashboard is completely different than the middle school experience. Students can do a few of the similar activities in middle school. One activity I definitely want to highlight that is specific to the high school, or even students who have graduated, is the Search Colleges feature. And one feature in particular that I would like to show is the mass transfer benefits page. Now, if you're not familiar with mass transfer, it's a program that allows students to start at a community college, and then they can select the college the state college within the program that they would like to transfer into. Now, within the mass transfer program, there are 3 different programs as well. There's the Gen Ed Foundation program, where students would start at a year at community college and then 3 years at a state school. Then there's the A to B program, where students do 2 years at a community college and then 2 years at a state college. And then last but not least is the Commonwealth Commitment Program, where students do 2 years at a community college and then 2 years at the state college. Within this mass transfer benefits page, students can see their estimated savings if they were to start at a community college and then transfer into a state college. So maybe you have a student that is interested in the Gen Ed Foundation program. They can easily select Save this plan to their list. Or maybe you have students who would like to learn more about the A to B program. They can easily do so by clicking the Learn More button, and it'll bring them to the mass transfer page where they talk all about the A to B program and how to select a major and just other great information that they'll need to do this program. So I saved my Gen Ed Foundation program to my list. Now, if we go to my college list, my mass transfer benefits list, we can see that these are the 2 programs that I have added. I've added starting at Bunker Hill and transferring into UMass Amherst, and then starting at Mass Bay and going into Framingham State. Students can easily add more plans to their list by selecting Add More Plans button, and it'll bring them back to this page, the mass transfer benefits page, where they can do so. Now, it's important to note that the savings in the mass transfer benefits page, it's all an estimate, and we definitely encourage students to do their due diligence and research all the requirements for participating in any of the mass transfer benefits page program. Now, next we have the College Compare. Now, within the College Compare, students can select a college from their list. So I'm going to do UMaine, LaSalle, of course, that's my alma mater, and BU. And then I'm going to also add in some mass transfer benefits programs as well. So I'll do Bunker Hill and Mass Bay. Students within the College Compare can add up to 5 colleges at one time. This is a great way for students to get a side-by-side comparison of their colleges as well as the mass transfer benefits. So here we can see that each program in the colleges, we can see their key factors, the undergraduate information, estimated tuition and fees, as well as the overall acceptance rate and test scores. There is also a net price calculator on each of the programs and the colleges that will allow students to really determine the total cost for each college and how the student with their family can decide and determine a financial aid plan that could work for them if they decide to go to that school. Students can also save or load their comparison. Just give it a name and then click save. And maybe you have students who've already done the College Compare and they want to load a previous comparison. They can do so by selecting Save or Load Comparison. So I'm going to load my previous comparison. Just give it a second to load. All right, so we can see that this is my previous comparison. I only compared 3 schools. So, the College Compare tool, again, you can compare up to 5 schools or 5 programs at one time. And it gives students the ability to view a side-by-side comparison of their schools, of their key factors, tuition, all that great information to help them make a decision on what school or program works best for them. Now I'm going to hover over to Discover Careers, and I'm going to highlight Investigate Your Future. Now, this is another feature that is in middle school, but it's a feature that includes 4 different activities, such as Now Trending, Looking Ahead, Popular Places, and Career Path. Each activity within the Investigate Your Future, it all incorporates labor market information and it's real-time data, and it really helps students kind of learn and explore where across the US is hiring, what they need to do to explore a particular career path, how they can view the careers that are in demand, and also the top trending skills and occupations currently. So I'm just going to highlight popular places. So within the popular places, students select a career category. So maybe your interest for your student is finance, and maybe they would like to be a budget analyst. So this showcases where across the US has the highest concentration of jobs and skills. So we can see that the blue across the US means that there are less than 500 jobs in finance as a budget analyst. Orange means that there's 1,000 to 1,500 jobs. Green, we have a few green states, means that there are 500 to 1,000 jobs, and red means that there are 1,500 greater than 1,500 jobs available. Students can also change their category if they'd like, and maybe they want to see other types of jobs. So we're going to let's stick with health career, including nursing, and all health career, including nursing occupations. We can see that across the US, there are greater than 10,000 jobs for that particular career category and occupation. Next, we have the Pay for College. This is another exciting tool, especially for high school students as they are thinking about paying for college. MEFA Pathway is not one size fits all. We do support all types of journeys and pathways. So we encourage students to come in here and definitely explore the different ways that they can pay for college, whether it's utilizing the scholarship search or the college cost calculator or understanding the loan cost estimator. This is a very helpful tool for students to learn and explore the many ways to pay for college. One last thing I want to mention before we go into the counselor portal is MEFA Pathway offers site translation. So we offer site translation in 6 languages: English, Chinese Simplified, Haitian Creole, Portuguese, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And I'll show what that looks like. So this is MEFA Pathway in Spanish, and I will also show Portuguese as an example. And that site translation, so whether your student is logging in to MEFA Pathway as a middle school student or they're logging in as a high school student, they'll be able to still translate the site into up to 6 languages too. All right, so now I'm going to well, before I log out, actually, I want to highlight the digital portfolio. I realized it did not do that yet, but the digital portfolio is a great resource for students to highlight all their different activities, their favorite subjects. Maybe they want to favorite or showcase their careers. They want to showcase their skills. And they can also integrate their results from the assessments, any goals and strategies, and also their future path. Students can also download this portfolio as a PDF, so they can send this portfolio with their resume, and they can include it as a supplement or in addition to their resume and or cover letter for a job or for a program that they are applying to. Okay, now we're going to head over to the counselor portal. Now, if you are a counselor on this webinar, I definitely encourage you to take advantage of the resources on this dashboard or landing page of sorts. We have update this page pretty regularly, the K-12 team, and you'll find helpful resources for school counselors, such as more information about MEFA. If you want to learn more about doing a MEFA pathway training, you can do that as well. We have our blogs, and we also feature exciting webinars and trainings that are designed to help you strengthen your knowledge in a particular topic or category. And again, we encourage you to utilize the MEFA Institute to earn PDP credits for webinars that you have attended. So whether you've taken a webinar on demand or you watched it live, make sure that you earn your PDP credits if that is something that you are interested in. All right, so I'm going to log in to the counselor portal. All right, just gonna go into. All right, so this is the dashboard for counselors. To my left, we have things to do. So if you were, or if you are a MEFA Pathway participating school and you have things to do, you'll see that these on my left, it shows that there are students that are missing counselor assignments. So you could just click on the counselor assignment, and then you can see that these students don't have a counselor. So you would just put in your first name, initial, last name, and then hit save. And once you do that, that student will go off of their list. To my right, we have the Manage column, which showcases all the students within the roster, as well as broken down by year of graduation. And then we also have the My Assigned students. In the middle column, under Tools, we have very helpful resources just designed to help counselors as they are helping students in MEFA Pathway. The first tool that I'd like to highlight is the MEFA Pathway Curriculum Guide. So this is a helpful guide that the K-12 team put together, especially in line thinking about MyCap. And if you're not familiar with MyCap, MyCap is My Career Academic Plan. And this guide outlines different activities within MEFA Pathway that students can take. So I'll just highlight this particular one is for 9th to 12th grade. And we designed it so that we showcase the objectives as well as the domains and the different lesson plans and activities that students can take. And we've broken this down by different grade levels. So this one is 9 to 12, and we also have one that is for 6 to 8. In order to really get the full access to the curriculum guide, we encourage you to become a MEFA Pathway participating user, because then you'll get access to the counselor dashboard and you'll be able to click on and view all of what I'm showing here. So definitely, if you're a MyCap school and you're interested in learning more about MEFA Pathway, and in particular utilizing the MyCap guide into your MyCap plan and your scope and sequences, definitely feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to assist you in that endeavor. Another component within MEFA Pathway for counselors is the metrics for registered students. So here you can see of the students that are uploaded on the roster, how many have registered for an account, how many have completed goals, how many have taken different activities and steps within MEFA Pathway. So if you wanted to click on, let's say you wanted to see how many students have added an academic goal, we can see that currently there are 9 students who have. And the great thing about MEFA Pathway is the ability to view reports within MEFA Pathway. So if you wanted to see, your utilization report for your class of 2023, you can do so and it'll export. You can export it into a Excel sheet. If you wanted to assign your counselors to students, you could do that as well by filling out the missing counselor assignments. If you wanted to see who has started an activity and who hasn't, so if you wanted to see who has not started an activity, it will pull up on a list like this. And then we can also see who has started it. And if we wanted to export that, we could do so in a Excel sheet. Next, we have the course planner. Now, the course planner is a feature, especially if you're thinking about identifying courses and subjects that you would like your student to take throughout their academic career. We feature the ability to import a subject area, or you can even add a custom subject area. You can even put in your courses if you'd like, and then also the graduation requirements. And then once you publish your course planner, it will appear to high school students as you indicate for each course, grades 9, 10, 11, or 12. Next, we have the ability for local scholarships. So if you are a counselor and you have a local scholarship that you would like students at your school to either know about or apply, you have the option to create a new local scholarship. So here you would just put in the name of the scholarship, you put in a description, and then you put in the status, the deadline, any contact for the scholarship, and then you would hit save. And then we can go back and see our local scholarship listed here. Another great thing for students for you as counselors to be able to utilize within the counselor portal is you can also search for students. So maybe you have a particular student that is assigned to you. You can search their name by putting in their last name. Maybe there are students that all have that last name. You can view their case record. So their case record showcases when they completed different activities within MEFA Pathway. So we can see that this student, Zoe, has been pretty active within MEFA Pathway. We can see that they've identified a future path. These are their goals, their academic goals, their personal goals, and career goals. We can also see just about anything that they've added in the student experience in their profile and their activities, you can see as well. Maybe you're meeting with a student throughout the year and you want to, you have a meeting with them, you can add in a comment to the student's record. So for example, if you wanted to put in a subject line and participants or the priority, you can do that as well. If you wanted to see their colleges and applications, you can see that these are the colleges that the student has added to their list, and under the Common App and Parchment integration. Maybe you want to also see about maybe the student needs some support systems. You can highlight those as well. So if they have a 504 or IEP, you would just put those dates in. If they have a state agency involved, you could put that in as well, their contact name, phone, email, and permission to contact. And then if there are any barriers to success for the student, you could put that in as well and then hit save. Now there are a variety of features within the student case record that you could take advantage of as a counselor or as an educator. So we definitely encourage you, if you are a MEFA Pathway participating school or educator, if you have any questions, particularly about how you can utilize the counselor portal with your students that you manage, definitely feel free to reach out to us and we can help you support students. And if you're not familiar with the counselor portal, definitely we would love to learn more about you and your school and how you envision using MEFA Pathway for your students. All right, so if are there any questions before we conclude this webinar?
That was a great overview, Asia. Thank you. We don't have any lingering questions. Maybe we can put up the slide with our, if you want to sign up for MEFA emails, you can always follow us on social media. Give that a minute if folks want to take a picture of that. And then, as Asia mentioned, always feel free to reach out to us with any questions. I put a link to our counselor resource page in the chat. So if you wanted to grab that, MEFA has all kinds of great, outside of what we did here this morning, all kinds of great webinars with different topics to help support your students, Financial Aid 101, college admissions, workshops on the FSAID. So check out that page, and we hope to hear from you if you have any questions. And thanks for spending some time with us here this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.